Miyamoto Musashi has spent years trying not to stab anyone, but in part 4, society finally stops him from being as peaceful as he has been. If you love Kurosawa but want something with more grit and a slower, more rewarding burn, this is the chapter you have been waiting for. Next up in the Zen and Sword set from Eureka is Miyamoto Musashi's Duel at Ichijoji Temple from 1964, part 4 in this epic samurai series. You know, by the 4th chapter here in this sprawling saga, Musashi is no longer searching for his identity. He's confronting the consequences of becoming a legend. This one builds towards an incredible finale, which was kind of missing from part 3. His confrontation with the Yoshioka school has finally come to, I think, an end here, and what begins as the kind of rivalry at the start turns into a full-scale vendetta, with Mushashi not just fighting off a single opponent, but an entire school determined to destroy him.
Yoshioka dojo no nani kakete, Musashi wa kono denshiro ga kanarazu shitomete goran ni iremasu.
Now this again continuing straight after part 3, we move right into this world, and it's got the similar tone that we've had before of the samurai action, of the philosophical level of a samurai, the revenge drama, but this one really is continuing that story that was all the way through part 3 and giving it the climax that I really honestly expected to get within part 3 of this. And when the violence comes at the end, it is fantastic, worth the wait, incredible, but carries not just with it action flair, but dramatic impact as well. Musashi, as he has now moved on in the world, he now carries a lot of weight. His danger, his ability, his reputation has made him a target for many. People can't see him or leave him alone. He is going to move into that world where he probably wants to enjoy life, remove himself from the violence, but because of the reputation that he has built up, it is going to find him. This is his legacy. The final showdown in this film is something that is building towards it, and it feels very dramatic, and it feels like a turning point in the legacy of Musashi. One of the really interesting aspects of it is how it just drains colour from the film. It's vibrant, it's reds, it's got these muted earthy tones throughout it. It has this wonderful colour palette that really highlights a lot of the cinematography throughout it. But it takes this choice later on where it just drops everything into black and white.
Musashi no karada wa tsuchi ni natte mo, Musashi wa kitto ikiteru.
This monochromatic feel as it moves towards the end sequence really just strips away all the flair and reduces this to a moment to sit up and pay attention to. It's stripping back the myth to boil it down to this big fight. This is something that obviously creates the character, or a juxtaposition within the character, and is a key point in his life. It feels as though everything is abstract. The environment becomes abstract with the way they're moving through these fields, the way that it kind of condenses time. The enemies kind of blur into shapes rather than individuals because there is so many of them. It's an overwhelming ambush. There's a dozen of opponents moving from all kinds of directions, and the monochrome palette sharpens the contrast, and the movement allows you to see more within that fight. So although it does impact the thematics and the visual representation of the film, it also makes this big action set piece a lot clearer. This is a bold move to make. It disrupts the expectations of the film. It makes you sit up and pay attention. This is not just another duel. This is the moment where Mushashi becomes that legend, giving him a near mythic quality, like history slipping into folklore. It's different. It stands out. As for the tone, this is a very darker episode. You know, there's not as much optimism, if any at all. There is more inevitability. There is a dark cloud hovering over every character in this film. We have an untouchable figure, it seems, in Musashi, who is far removed from that wild character we saw in the first movie. And we really do get that narrative payoff that was maybe missing in part 3. Again, another strong film, visually keeping that tone going. It has that episodic feel, or a chapter feel, where the story is condensed within that chapter, but it feels part of a larger mythos here. And I've only got one more movie to go, the finale. Miyamoto Musashi Duel at Ichijoji Temple is one of the strongest films in the series. It's focused, it's intense, and it's thematically rich throughout it. It delivers the promise of the earlier films, bringing Musashi face to face with the cost of his legend in brutal and unforgettable confrontation. I really enjoyed this one. I'm looking forward to where it's going in the next film, which I am sure is leading towards one hell of a duel between Musashi and what seems like his shadow that has been stalking him throughout the films since part 3. I'm excited. I would love to know what you think of Miyamoto Musashi IV, where you think it fits into the series thus far. Don't forget, if you have missed them, I've reviewed parts 1 to 3, which are well worth checking out. In fact, this set is very much checking, is great as well and worth watching. I'll be back with the epic conclusion of this series soon, but until then, I want to know your opinion of this film. Did you love it, hate it, fall somewhere in the middle? Did you feel it was one of the better in the saga or one of the worst? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.